Hello and welcome to FDS. My name is Nate and I'm your host. Today we're going to talk about how to manage a Magic the Gathering collection. Today I thought I would spend some time and show you how I manage my Magic the Gathering card collection. Now these concepts can apply to other trading card games as well. In the past, when I have been looking for ideas on how to manage my collection, I've done, like many of us, gone to YouTube, and I found a lot of videos about how to manage trading card game collections. And a lot of them are great. The problem was that I found most of them didn't really apply to me directly. I felt that some of the concepts worked for me, but a lot of them didn't. Now I realize that probably is going to happen to some of you watching this video as well, but I have some ideas that might help for those folks who see what I do and think the concepts are nice but don't fit them exactly. There are some things you can ask yourself, some questions you can ask yourself to help you get a little bit closer to exactly what you need for managing your Magic the Gathering collection. This led me to asking myself 3 questions. What type of collector am I? What do I enjoy about collecting Magic the Gathering? And if I had unlimited resources, what type of collection management system would I build? And the answers to these questions led me to some goals that was a starting point for creating my system. Before I get to my goals, I'll answer those questions. What type of collector am I? Well, I'm Smog. I'm just Smog. I collect everything I can get my hands on when it comes to Magic the Gathering. The problem with that is my collection gets overwhelming because I just have so many, and with the amount of cards coming out, it makes it hard to maintain. It really does. The second question, what do I enjoy about collecting? Well, I enjoy having the cards, having access to the cards, so I can build or even just look at them and enjoy them. I like the idea of having cards that are worth some money, and so being able to pull them off the shelf and go, oh, that's a nice card that's worth a little bit of cash. Not a lot of cash. I started playing early on, but I thought Thalids was a viable way to play the game. Let's just say my reserve list has a couple Elvish Farmers in it. I'll just leave it at that. The problem is that my collection is so large and hard to sort through that I can't enjoy my collection as it stood at that time. It led me to my third question, which is if I had unlimited resources, what would I do? What would I buy? Basically, the answer to that was a whole crap ton of quadro binders and every card I could get my hands on, and I would just stick them in chronologically from the beginning of Magic until current day. That's basically what I would do. So those answers gave me a starting point that led me to my goals. And here are my goals. The collection needed to be easy to maintain. It needed to be set up in a way that I could easily keep up with whatever the system was. That was a problem I had in almost every previous setup that I had done. I could set it up and I would maintain it for a little while, but eventually it would fall apart. So I needed an easy to maintain system. The second goal is easy to access. I want to be able to get to my cards. I want to know where my cards are. Not even for selling purposes, just to, like I said, pull it off the shelf and admire it. Or even to brainstorm deck ideas. I wanted to be able to access the collection easily in a way that made sense, and it wouldn't take forever to pull all the cards out and then a whole ton of time to put them back together when I was done. And then finally, I wanted it to be aesthetically pleasing. I wanted it to be nice to look at, not only in the collection system itself, but the collection system itself. I wanted it to look nice. I wanted it to look nice on my shelf. So those were my goals. Now I'm going to break down those goals a little closer to tell you how I achieved them. Now the first one, and arguably the most important, easy to maintain. As I said, I needed a process that was easy to keep up with, and I would be able to continue doing it as time went on and as more sets came out. Now, I do like to sort cards, but when I'm sorting multiple sets and trying to parse that into a system, if it's a lot of cards, it gets overwhelming and it doesn't stay fun. It actually gets boring and overwhelming, and it makes it not enjoyable, which is kind of counterintuitive with a hobby. Now, as I said, I like to collect as many of the cards as I possibly can find. So I decided that with each new set that comes out, I will use the collector number to collect one of every card from a set that is recently released and put that card into a quadro zip folio binder. I use Ultimate Guard, Ultra Pro, or Gamegenic. All three of them work fine, wonderfully. I enjoy them all. Then I put them in the binders and I leave gaps for the cards that I'm missing. And doing it this way, I avoid having to shuffle my cards around if I happen to get new cards from this set later on, because that was something I had a problem with on a lot of my previous collection management systems. If I bought cards from a set from the previous year and I happened to find new cards in those packs that I was kind of hoping to find, trying to put the rares in my rare binder was kind of a pain in the butt because I would have to shuffle the cards around. And I like these quad row folios. It's not like they have loose leaf pages, so it was a little difficult to maintain that. I know there are other ways that you could potentially handle this, but the gaps for the cards that I'm missing works great for me. Part of the reason for that is I can easily see what cards I'm missing, and as I get closer to collecting all of the cards in the set, then I shift from buying and cracking packs. Yes, I know I'm supposed to buy the singles I need and I'm not supposed to crack packs, but guess what? This is gambling. This is how I gamble. It's either this or Vegas, and frankly I think this is a little bit more healthy, and I'm a grown-ass man and I can do what I want, okay? So I shift from buying and cracking packs to buying the singles I need to complete the set. Before this, I just kept buying packs until I realized I was getting a lot of the same rares, and I guarantee you I was probably buying more packs back then than I am now, so that's a nice little side effect. And then the inevitable extras will go in the bundle box associated with that set. Now the beauty of this, it is easy to maintain, because as new cards come in from a set, I can just sort them by color, then sort them by collector number, and then put them in the binder, and extras go in the bundle box, and I'm done. Buy new cards from the set, it's usually just a couple packs, so it's really easy to sort those and just apply them to the binder or the bundle box as needed. It's just really simple to maintain, and I've been doing it now for about a year and I really enjoy it. I actually have fun sorting my cards and maintaining my collection. That's kind of crazy. Though I'll admit I'm weird and I like this stuff, so take that into account, please. So that solution handled the first goal and the second goal as well, because now I have a general idea of where all the sets are within my binders. So I know that if I want to look at the cards in the binder from a particular set, I have a general idea where they are. And if I need to find the extras, well, that's almost even easier because I just find the bundle box from that set. Now, there is a slight gap that I need to mention. I've been collecting for a long time, but I haven't been collecting as heavily as I have been in recent years. So there are sets from long past that I don't have anywhere near a full set of. So leaving gaps for those cards would essentially leave a binder mostly empty, and that kind of doesn't make sense. Instead of having them in the quad row binders and the bundle boxes, I did Dragon Shield slipcase binders with the Dragon Shield side-loading pages. And instead of leaving gaps, I just put one of every card that I had for the set in the binder one after another, and then leave a empty page and then do the next set, and just did that from the beginning all the way up to the sets where I have most of the cards. And then any extras from those sets just went into this card house from BCW. This also gave me a place for sets that are coming out new, but I know I'm probably not going to get all the cards from, either because I'm not interested in the set or because the set is prohibitively expensive. I'm looking at you, Double Masters and Modern Horizons 2. With those, I'll just do the same thing. I'll just put them in the next open slots in the Dragon Shield binder and put the extras at the end of the extra section of the card house. And again, I have a general idea of where everything is, so if I need to know if I have any extras from Double Masters, I have a general idea of where it is in the card house. And with that, it makes almost my entire collection easy to access. And not only easy to access, all of this combined achieves the third goal, which is nice to look at. I can pull these binders off the shelf, leaf through them, brainstorm ideas for decks, easily see these cards next to each other, and just enjoy them. Now, one thing I did for the alternate arts, because I didn't want to have 370 slots for a set that really only had 280, if I had an alternate border or alternate art card or a booster fun version of a card, I would put it in its regular slot. I would put basically the original version, and then I would slip in the alternate version over top of it. If I had extras, then the extras would just go into the bundle box, and I would just pick the version I thought was the nicest and put that in my binder. I had briefly considered doing a special binder sets for the special borders. That was just adding too much complication to the whole situation. And then just a couple of other housekeeping things about my collection. There are some sets, the unsets, unstable, unhinged, unglued. There's the mystery boosters and the list. So I did essentially the same thing. The extras go into the card house for the mystery boosters, unstable, the uncards. I keep the list with the mystery booster cards just to keep things simple because they all have that little planeswalker symbol in the corner. The mystery boosters and the uncards have their own binders, and they will just continue getting more binders if more are collected as time goes on. That just makes things easier, keeps them separate, because it would just be too hard to try to incorporate them into the collection as a whole. And that's how I manage my collection. Asking those 3 questions: what type of collector am I? What do I enjoy about collecting? And if I had unlimited resources, what type of collection management system would I build? Those are 3 questions you can use to help you build the management system that works best for you. I hope this video gave you some ideas. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. Tell your friends about us, and I hope you have a wonderful day. This show is part of the CIP network, inspiring creativity, one episode at a time.